It's a new week for BB26. We have new nominees, a new HOH, new drama, lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to roast it. We're going to recap it. So happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully you're wearing something comfy. Smash that like, grab a beverage, and let's get started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Jolene. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Jolene. That's me. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel for the Big Brother Breakdown with Jolene. That's me, stand-up comedian and Big Brother superfan Joleen Lunzer, here to break it all down for you with a comedic twist. What I do over here, if it's your first time, I roast, I recap. I'm very opinionated. I'm very biased, but that doesn't mean you can't have your opinions in the live chat, even if they're different than mine. We can just agree to disagree.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
Where did you find her? So it's Friday. We are coming off of last night's episode, the eviction episode that saw T-Core head off to jury. And now after that, we had a HOH competition that was a puzzle type thing where all the house guests were in a different room. We saw a little bit of it on the episode when the feeds came back. We saw that MJ won the HOH. It was down to MJ, Rubina, and Angela. And I believe Rubina and MJ were the top two, but MJ ultimately won, and she is the HOH. MJ was waiting for, the house guests were really tired after the janky week. And so they were patiently and kind of sleepily waiting for MJ to get her HOH room, which she did. But before then, MJ had some conversations, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the conversations she's had today. We're going to talk about nominations. Zingbot has stopped by the house. We're going to do it all. But first, as Julie Chen says, make sure you smash that like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can always send a super chat while we're here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment. You can also send a super thanks after the video posts. Also, feel free to hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you to those of you who have done that. I appreciate it. And if you want access to bonus exclusive content, a little more, consider joining my YouTube membership or my Patreon, where every Monday we go live at 4 p.m. Pacific for the H of H, which is a bonus episode for my members and Patreon supporters, where we dive deeper and have more laughs about BB26.
You know, it was really fun to see him win H of H, and sort of get his, to hear he's in it.
Yes. So welcome, everybody. Okay. Chuck is in the chat. Hello, Chuck, AKA Angela Murray. Chuck, we were having a good time last night. We definitely missed you in the chat. Last night's episode left us with one of my favorite moments of Angela in the DR. And you got no chores last night, Chuck. All you got was that Angela misses you so bad. And we had some fun little edits that I made. However, they copyright struck me for that song. So the reason I'm a little late today is because I got caught up in making new edits that hopefully they won't copyright strike. But if they do, I'll just edit them out again. But take a listen, Chuck. Here's a few.
Chuck, I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad. I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad.
If you buy her one margarita, she will spread her legs. Give me one margarita, I'ma open my legs. Give me two margaritas, I'ma give you some head. Give me three margaritas, I'ma put it in my face. Give me four margaritas, I'ma put it in my face. Give me five margaritas, I'ma give it.
She is ready to see you, Chuck. We were saying you better stretch. If you have any supplements, take them. Get all your vitamin B and energy, because when you see her on finale night, when she might be standing there with the $750,000 check, she's going to be ready to go.
Chuck, I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad.
Chuck, So hopefully you enjoyed last night's episode. I mean, that was it was too good. It was too good, you guys. Okay, let me see if I can find the one that I actually meant to upload, which wasn't one of those. The margaritas, obviously. Give me one margarita, I'm gonna open my legs. So Chuck, if you're not already familiar with that song, get familiar with it. Okay, that'll kind of give you the layout of what's going to happen when Angela gets a little bit of the pot. All right, when she has a pot and a couple drinks.
And if you guys have a pot, I'm going to have a pot too.
And if you have a pot, she's going to have a pot too. Okay.
Chuck, I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good, Angela. Chuck, I miss you so bad. It was so good. So get ready, Chuck. We just said to stretch. We were giving you suggestions for songs to play during a playlist to make for the sexy. Can I hit it from the front? Can I hit it from the back? Do you like that? Kara says the spring sound. I tried to add a lot of sound effects to it so that they would quit copyright striking me. So we'll see if it works, but I really like the Ange margaritas.
Chuck, I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad.
If you buy her one margarita, she will spread her legs. Give me one margarita, I'ma open my legs. Give me two margaritas, I'ma give you some head. Give me three margaritas, I'ma put it in my fist. Give me four margaritas, I'ma put it in my fist. Give me five margaritas, I'ma give it to you.
Game over, Chuck, for your D. But you guys are gonna have a good time when you see each other again. Okay. All right, let's get into it. We had our fun, but we're gonna have even more fun. All right. So, like I said, Mackenzie's the HOH. Last night she started having conversations. The first conversation was with Leah, where she told Leah that the target would be chemo, but she had to put up Angela as well. And they both were kind of celebrating and they were talking into the cameras like, yeah, we did this back to back, baby, back to back. Then Leah leaves and MJ has conversations with Rubina and Chemo and Chelsea and Cam and basically says, I am lying to Angela and Leah. Angela's my target. I've been wanting her out since week 2. And I'm getting her this week, but I'm not going to let her know. I'm going to let her think she's the pawn so she doesn't freak out. And we go, that is so cute. That is so cute that you think you can control Angela. Okay. And that you think she's not going to freak out on you. Okay. Ask Chuck in the chat how well that's went for him. Angela is not the type of woman you can control. All right. She is INDEPENDENT. Okay. She's going to freak out if she wants to freak out. So MJ, let's see. My little pupper. Oh, you're so sweet, Dave. I had to check on my little pupperoonie, make sure he's not going in my garbage can and eating anything. So, and then MJ might be getting a little bit of the HOH-itis. Okay, I'm proud of MJ. Her game has come a long way, but she's also saying things like, and if there's a tie and Angela's still on the block, I want to break the tie. So I could be like, you're going home, bitch, or something. And I'm like, what? MJ, what? Are you okay? Because that's a little unnecessary. And hiding this from both Leah and Angela is not the best jury management. MJ also was telling Cam and Rubina and Chelsea and Chemo that she would love to put Leah on the block with Angela, but she can't because they have to remain. Okay, buddy, be careful. Because they have to remain frenemies in this game. So she'll need someone else to do it the next week. And Cam was more than willing to offer to do that. So the conversations were, MJ was talking to everyone else about her plan, leaving Leah in the dark about it, throwing Leah under the bus again. Like her and Leah do. They like to throw each other under the bus. And then she was worried about when she had to talk to Angela. She was ready. but she wasn't quite ready because she waited until today. She got her HOH room. Her mom wrote her a letter. She cried. We saw pictures of her family. MJ made sure to tell us, oh my God, my family is like, each of them are like 30 pounds lighter now. They're like not even that big. I was like, why is MJ so hell bent on telling us that her family is a lot thinner now? We don't, that's okay. We're not gonna fat shame your family, MJ. But as she's showing the picture, she's like, here's my brother I want to marry. Okay. Remember, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false, everything for entertainment purposes only. But she was like, here's my brother that I want to marry. But he's like way skinnier now. My dad is like 30 pounds skinnier. Everyone's so much skinnier than this pic. This is a little closer to what my dad looks like. Okay. But other than that, they are not as big as they are in these pictures. It was interesting. Thank you, Jody, for the first super sticker of the live. I appreciate you. And thank you, Pamela, for the first super chat of the live. Pamela says, so grateful for you, Jolene, having a rough day. Pamela, we're sending you all of our love. Put your baby doors in the chat. If you're a YouTube member, put your baby door emojis and your PSL pumpkin spice emojis in the chat for Pamela, that she has a better day. A better day. Okay. So it looks like, you know, MJ, from what she was saying about even if Angela would win the veto or Leah would win the veto and take Angela off, that she was like, well, I'll have to put up a replacement nom and I'd maybe even put Cam, but in no way is she talking about Chelsea. So it seems like MJ is really coming into this week of HOH, solidifying that she is all in with Chelsea, which does worry me for her because Chelsea is playing a winning game. Chelsea's influence is so strong in this game. If she gets to final two, she deserves, in my opinion, the $750,000 because she's killing it. Her only thing that I will say in this game, like a negative against Chelsea, I think, is this weird, relationship she has with Cam and the jealousy that has come out because of it. I think it has somewhat negatively affected her. And I wish she didn't have that, love that she has for Cam, even though she does take every opportunity she can to kind of shit talk him. So, but I think it's just because she is mad and jealous and doesn't know how to express that. But I am worried for MJ because, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, you guys are welcome to have yours in the chat, I don't think it's the smartest move to go after Angela. Angela, now she really feels like MJ and Leah are like her daughters. She calls them Lexi 1 and Lexi 2. Okay, she doesn't, but she probably does when they're not around. And she wants to, work with them, protect them. And I know that when it comes to Angela, she might blow up your game as well. But I think heading into this, it is just not that smart to get rid of someone like Angela when she is basically telling you she has your back and she wants to go far with you. And then you are going to put her up, vote her out. You even want to break a tie to be like, you're going home, bitch. Yes, Cam is married to Chelsea in secret. Cam just doesn't know it. So MJ is, she's feeling herself. She's got her first HOH under her belt. She got her letter from home. She wants us to know her family is not as fat as they may look on pictures, allegedly. Okay. And none of us are, baby girl, except for me. I am. I definitely am. So, and the archive says, yeah, Angela isn't a loyal player. So she might be, like, I don't care. I don't care what Angela says because she doesn't trust her. This goes back to week 2. MJ has wanted Angela gone, probably week 1 when Matt went home and took her showmance away. But I thank Angela every day for getting Crazy Eyes out. Can you imagine a whole season of getting mansplained to by Crazy Eyes and watching him and MJ in a showmance? She saved us. I mean, even if you don't like Angela, can we admit that she saved us from a whole season of Matt and Mackenzie showmance, and Matt just talking. It would have been dreadful. Yes. Okay. So the house guests, Chelsea very much wants. She's sitting so good in this game coming out of the janky world. Okay. Chelsea has dug herself up after her alliance was blown up. She has had so much influence in this house, and she continues to, despite these little problems with her social game and how she deals with Cam and MJ, who are supposed to be like her trio. And even though MJ knows and has admitted that Chelsea and Cam would put themselves before her, she still is riding with them. Okay. Especially Chelsea. Now, Chelsea would love nothing more than for Leah to go home this week. Chelsea's making it very clear to anyone who will listen besides Angela and Leah that she would love Leah and Angela to be on the block together and for Leah to go. She thinks it's the bigger move. I would have to agree, especially for Chelsea's game. But MJ obviously getting rid of Leah is not going to be a good move for her right now. Now, MJ is trying to give us the old, I don't want to make a big move. I don't want to get blood on my hands. And somebody tweeted, it is week 7. It is. You cannot be worried about getting blood on your hair. Or it is, sorry. We're down to final 7, not week 7. We're down to final 7. The time to be worrying about that is Madam, it was Reality Barbecue on Twitter. Shout out to Reality Barbecue. Said Mackenzie is talking about not wanting to get blood on her hands. Madam, it's final 7. Okay, the blood's coming. You want to make a big move because I don't think, you definitely want to. You're going to get blood, and you definitely want to make big moves. But MJ's like, The Pumpkin Lady, thank you so much for the super chat. Pumpkin Lady says, update, reordered, added express shipping. You are a sweetie, wipe the sea. I'm so sorry about the inconvenience of that. Expect by the 24th, I sent you an email. I'll check my email. Choose Nana's. Oh, you're getting a gift for Nana. That's so sweet. Thank you, Pumpkin Lady. You are such a sweetie. Okay. So, yeah, it's bloodbath time. It is a blood on your hands, Jim says, is literally the most annoying topic of this. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Okay. Mary says, Chuck, we love you. And Angela, she's the best. She's the bestest. Okay. Yes. Negativity it's difficult. It's difficult. But over here, we roast and recap everybody. We roast it up, but really I like everyone in this cast. And I've said, except for Matt, I did not like Matt, and Kenny was annoying me. Okay. But Kenny's probably a nice person outside of this. And maybe Matt is too, but I just didn't want to watch him all summer. But really this cast is a lot of winners, and Quinn annoyed me, and Joseph with the Spiz tent, but I'm sure they're wonderful out in the real world. So we're just having fun with the game here. Okay. Now, so Chelsea is definitely making these comments about Leah. MJ isn't budging. Okay. She's made her nominations. And as far as I know, she has nominated Angela and Leah. Now let's talk about the conversation she had with Angela. So this morning around 9 something a.m. Big Brother time, she finally has a conversation with Angela in the HOH room. Now, when MJ won HOH, Angela was feeling good in the neighborhood. She was like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of my little girls and my daughters. And I think of you like a daughter. Okay. Oh, and maybe me and Chuck, when I get out of here, we're going to make a little MJ and a little Leah. Okay. We're going to do it. And maybe they'll be like you. So Angela was very happy all night. She was having a good night, even before she went sleepy. She was like, yay. She's feeling pretty good. Then this morning, MJ's like, I got to talk to her. So she talks her up in the HOH room. And before you know it, Angela is crying. Okay. MJ says, listen, Angela, okay. The goal this week, my goal is to not get a lot of blood on my hands. I don't want to be messy. All right. I don't want to make like a big move. I just want to do something easy. And so I have to put chemo up because I think everyone wants chemo to go. And Angela's like, who wants chemo to go? Who wouldn't bring chemo to the end with them and sit next to him and win $750,000? No offense, all offense to chemo, but who wouldn't do that? Okay. MJ said he's been put up a lot and it's time for him to go. And in Angela's mind, she's probably thinking, well, I've been put up a lot. I'm a much bigger threat than chemo. I've won way more than chemo. I've strategized way more than chemo. Okay. Angela basically was like questioning this. She's like, who wants him to, who thinks he's a threat? Why? How? what? I'm just like, yeah, that's the way it is. And I think putting you up next to him is going to be the best way to go because you'll stay. And Angela's not buying this shit, but I think she was kind of shocked and thrown off because she really, I think, trusted that after Janky World that week, where her and Leah and MJ came together, and because of her closeness with Leah and how much, her and MJ were successful in evicting T-Core, I think she's like, I really didn't think you'd put me up. And that's basically what Angela says. She gets emotional. She's like, I'm not mad. I mean, I'm mad, but I'm just surprised. I didn't think we'd be here. So we get the Angela emotional plea, which we'll see, and this will not be the end. Okay. She doesn't freak out too much, but there's some tears. She didn't expect it. She throws out one of her favorite sayings going, I'm just a silly woman. Just a silly woman, playing down into this, I think, caricature of being like a mom to a fault. And I'm just the older woman here. And I'm so silly and I'm going to have a pot. And I really thought I could trust people, but I am a mother to a fault.
I am a mother to a fault.
And MJ's like, I mean, I love you, Angela. And yeah, Angela says, I see it, MJ. I see me and you and Leah at the final 3. I see it. And MJ goes, yeah, no, I see you in final 2 for sure. You're great. I love you. She doesn't love her. She doesn't want her to stay in the house. She's been holding on to this. I'm going to get Angela out since week 1 when Angela went after her showman's nomance, Matt Crazy Eyes. And MJ's just like, no, yeah, I love you. Angela's like, but I really thought you could see it. And MJ just keeps up with the, we're just going to get rid of chemo because I know we want to do girls, right? Girls. So you're a girl. I'm a girl. We're girls. And yeah, we'll get rid of chemo and you're fine. Okay, sweetie. Angela's not buying it. Angela goes, well, I'm just going to go in that veto and I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it for you. I'm going to win it for Chuck. I'm going to win it for Chuck's pedicure. I'm going to win it. You're no longer my Lexi, but you're still. No, she definitely is upset, but she walks away because she knows that, she's got the veto still, but we know Angela is going to be back. Angela is going to be up in that HOH room going, hi, MJ, I just want to talk. Are you sure? Are you sure this is a good idea? I feel like we should win the POV and then we should take me off the block. All right. Because everyone in this house, I saw them talking and they all said, I'm making an alliance without MJ. That's what they said. I didn't say it. So I'm excited for Angela to just keep coming up into MJ's room. And I hope she does. All right. So MJ's like, all right, get that out of the way. She has conversations with Rubina, with Chelsea, with Cam. Chelsea is still talking quite a bit about, she wishes Leah was going to go on the block. She thinks it'd be great if it was Angela and Leah. We got to get rid of Leah. And Cam is on board as well. Cam definitely wants to get rid of Angela, but Cam is agreeing with Chelsea. They're having quite a few kikis about how annoyed they are with Leah. So Chelsea and Cam have now had it. They're just like, Leah talks about herself too much. She makes everything about her. Chelsea's offended that Leah even made Quinn's week about her. And they're like, poor Quinn. And I'm like, who cares? Well, no offense, all offense to Quinn, but who cares? And how she, interrupts people and she just always tells stories. And she's going to go into this week still talking about her HOH, which was way last week, even though it was only a couple days ago. And we know that Leah does talk a lot. It's a lot. And we have speculated that maybe Leah has ADHD because as someone with ADHD, I kind of recognize some of the conversation patterns she has, some of the things she does, whether it be oversharing or interrupting people, because, as a woman with ADHD, that's something that I struggle with too. and you can miss like certain social cues in these situations, and this can definitely be prevalent during times of stress. So it could be a combination of a little bit of her ADHD and she might just like to talk about herself too. We don't know. But MJ, they bring this up to MJ because Chelsea and Cam have been talking about, they're like, ugh, we're so annoyed with Leah. I mean, this is the point in the game where everyone's annoyed with everyone. Living with these people with no distractions for 66, 67, 68 days, I would be talking so much shit. Okay. So I do sympathize with Chelsea in that she's just like, ugh, I'm fucking sick of this. Like Chelsea's she's gonna talk shit. All right. Cam is sick of it. They talk about it with MJ. Chelsea actually says, I counted and Leah said me or I 252 times. And she's just always telling stories about herself, and she's just always talking. And MJ actually steps in and says, well, Leah did tell me she has ADHD, and I think that's one of the things. And I was like, get it, MJ, helping out your friend, even though you throw her under the bus a lot. That was actually really nice to kind of try to explain that. And Chelsea wasn't like, screw that. No, she was like, oh, well, I didn't know that, but it's annoying. The feeds kind of cut from that. And then also I was recording the feeds. And of course, right as they're getting up to them talking, they're talking about Leah and the situation with ADHD. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go find it in my files and cut it. It did one of those. Are you still watching? Which happens as I record the feeds, as Hype Man Husband Chell has helped me record the feeds. And then it didn't record that part. So I'm sure somebody has the clip of that because I posted about it on Twitter and people were asking me for the clip, but it was like literally up in the HOH room right before Noms, probably 10:30, 10:40, Big Brother time this morning, when they were having this conversation. So I think some people had said that Leah's talked about her ADHD on the feeds before, and I don't remember now if I knew or if I didn't know. So it does make more sense if she does in fact have ADHD, because it's so common to be oversharing and interrupt. You think you're adding something, you think you're kind of relating, but it's just, it's the way our brains work and what we do. And it's something we definitely I have to like recognize that in myself. And then sometimes I feel super awkward because I'm like, oh shit, I just spoke again. I just told another story about me. But if someone's like saying something like, yeah, and then one time and then, but it can be seen as just like very poor social skills and not being polite. It can be one of those things that, you're kind of judged for, and you're like, I can't help it. So you really got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So I do have sympathy for Leah in that situation. Even for me, as someone with ADHD, to listen to her, it probably triggers me because it reminds me of myself. Just blah, blah, blabbing. Do you know how many stories Hype Man Husband Chell has heard the same story so many times? There are times I'm like, I'm pretty sure I told this to you. He's like, yeah, you definitely have. You definitely told me that story. So it does give a little more understanding into, as much as we joke around and have a good time, there are, certain things that a house guest can't completely help. It's one of those things that if you have it, the feeling. And it would be nice probably if someone pulled her aside and told her that she did this. Chelsea was saying that I think she has pulled her aside and said even her making Quinn's week when he went about herself, that talking to her about that. But it would be nice if she did have like a friend in the house to be like, okay, here's what's going on. Because I feel like Leah did that for MJ with the Cam situation. She was like, here's the deal, girl. As much as we throw each other under the bus, you got to be careful because you cuddling with Cam is making Chelsea like jealous. It's not good for your game. And then when MJ brought that up to Chelsea and Cam, we know that Chelsea was like, oh, no, I am not jealous. That's ridiculous. What? No. God. So it would have been nice maybe MJ, and maybe she will hearing this, but I don't know because she's ready for Leah to go as well, which I think is pretty dumb. So that's what's going on with that situation. But they're definitely Cam, Rubina, Chemo, Chelsea, even MJ, they're just like, ugh, Leah talks so much, which is crazy because MJ talks a lot too. And she tells a lot of stories, and sometimes they're very boring. So yeah. Linda says, man, MJ's starting to look like Quinn. Quinn. Oh my goodness. Cammy said Tucker said on his Instagram live last night that Cam likes MJ. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It definitely would not surprise me. I mean, it looks like they do kind of like each other, but Chelsea is not going to like that. Meanwhile, she keeps, scissoring with Leah. So that hookup could definitely be coming, and I'm here for it. If they so choose. So Leah being so happy about MJ's HOH, Angela being so happy only for MJ not to be at this point. Hopefully she's going to get a good, if Angela does go this week, she's going to get a goodbye message where she'll be able to tell Angela, like, I'm sorry I had to lie to you, because this is not good jury management. Sending, these two people who you worked with last week and you completely bragging to everyone in the house that you are lying to them, and you're making them believe. I mean, it's one thing to lie in Big Brother, but it just seems a little egregious once we're this far. You can definitely target Angela, but at least maybe let Leah know eventually. So we'll see how she handles it. Now, if the veto is not won by Angela or Leah, I don't think it's going to be used. However, it's been used every week. So I am hoping for an Angela or Leah or POV win this week. That would be fantastic, and take Angela off the block. And I think if the veto is won by anyone but Angela and Leah, I think it could be encouraged to be used to take Chemo down and put Leah up. And I think Chelsea will be a big proponent behind that, because she definitely wants Leah gone. And this is her chance. And I think there's a possibility that MJ, as much as she says she won't, she could do it. And we could see Leah getting backdoored, unless she's chosen to play in the POV, and then she won't be backdoored, but we could see her getting blindsided and put up as the Renom, which again is not going to be great for MJ's game. This is just, it's messy. It probably is not a great week for MJ to win HOH. At this point, if in MJ's position, she could make a big move and she could take Chelsea out, and it could be nothing but respect. But I know that you and Cam are going to choose yourselves over me, and you are going to be the hardest person to beat at the end. But I kind of think MJ wants to sit next to Chelsea, because they keep talking about this 4 with Chelsea, MJ, Rubina, and Chemo. And I think Chelsea ultimately would probably want to sit between MJ and Cam. I think she's going to pick Cam to sit next to at the end. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Linda says MJ would absolutely should backdoor Chelsea. Because at this point, Chelsea is the best player in the house. She's got so much influence. I mean, you could argue Angela has some influence too. She's had the veto used on her 3 times. She's won quite a few competitions herself. But Chelsea's social game and everything, besides the stuff with Cam and possibly Leah and Angela finding out the stuff she's saying, she's doing really good. Also, when T-Core left the game, she basically notified the trio that they should work with Chelsea. And I'm like, what? I mean, it wouldn't be bad for Chelsea to work with the trio, for sure. That's great for Chelsea's game. She could sit next to Rubina and Chemo and beat them so easily, in my opinion. But for Chemo and Rubina, this is horrible to work with Chelsea. You should be working with MJ or Angela and Leah to get rid of Chelsea, because she's so good. But they're seeing something different. And that's how it is. Chuck says, I know my wife and this show and members are her vibe all the way. Well, we'll gladly welcome Angela over here when she comes home. Pamela says, I still think Angela's going to be the winner. I mean, I kind of see that too. Paul says, I'm starting to think Leah likes MJ. We don't know. We don't know, Paul. Brienne says, I would love a Rubina win for Vito. Takes Chemo down. Chelsea goes up and goes home. That would be the move, but I don't think MJ has the balls to do it. Eddie says MJ won't take Chelsea out. Otter says she's blowing her HOH if Chelsea isn't backdoored, in my opinion. I mean, it kind of, after MJ saw how Chelsea reacted to Cam and her and the cuddling and all that stuff, you would think, and MJ being self-aware enough to talk with Angela and Leah and Rubina and be like, no, I know that they'll pick each other over me. So the fact that she's not taking that hit is, that shot is, it's interesting. Jay Eat says MJ's an athlete. She's a competitor. She respects Chelsea's game. MJ is used to that is true. That is actually a really great point, because Chelsea is an athlete as well. And yeah, she does respect competition. And I wouldn't be surprised if MJ's like, no, I can beat her at the end. Yes, at this point, Rubina winning Vito would be great. Angela winning Vito, taking herself off. Chemo taking himself off, even. For him, obviously. Leah winning Vito. We'll see if she'd use it on Angela. Now, some of the house guests seem to think, even MJ, that Rubina wouldn't use the veto. I mean, if Rubina doesn't use the veto on Chemo, that would be one of the dumbest moves in the history of Big Brother. Really, to not take your number one ally off the block and make sure you are both safe for another week while other people are clearly partnered up. That would be ridiculous. But I don't think Rubina's dumb, so I don't think she'll do that. Hopefully not. Pamela says, as much as I dislike Angela, if these bozos don't get rid of her this week, she's going to win and she'll deserve it. She'll 100% deserve it. And Rubina and Chemo are, this is why it's not a great week for MJ, because she's doing good with Angela and Leah. They would not put her up. If Angela won HOH, MJ would not hit the block. And then Chelsea and Cam right now, I mean, she's doing good with them too. And taking a shot at Chemo or Rubina is kind of like, those are two people at this point you want to kind of sit next to and make it easier for you to win, in my opinion. Viva says, Angela being evicted would be great also. Yeah, and there's lots of people who want Angela evicted this week. A lot of people are like, it's been enough. And I think some of the house guests feel that way. And again, Angela has had her second part of the game, similar to MJ, has been a lot better than her first. Her first was hella entertaining, but it is a shock she got as far as she did with that first HOH being so entertaining, but such a hot mess. Normally HOHs with that kind of first week HOH go home. So now the second part of the game, she has really softened more than she was in the beginning. And with MJ, her first part of the game, she had no idea what she was doing. And then her second part of the game, you see her, gaining confidence, kind of figuring out the game. So you see her learning how to play in real time. Jim says, yes, just don't bring both. That's a great point. So MJ could, I think the smartest move would be to take one of Rubina or Chemo out. And at this point, if she doesn't want to take that shot at Chelsea, but to take this direct hit on Leah and Angela without even telling Leah, at least tell Leah. Be like, Leah, I know she's your person. I know you love her. She'll vote for you. She'll be in jury, but I need to get rid of her. Okay. As much as I've worked with her and I've tried since week one, I know that, she's not necessarily good for my game and I've wanted to get rid of her. At least be transparent with Leah, but the fact that she's, hiding that is crazy. Terrence, that is also a good point. That's why I love you guys in the chat. You remind me of things that I'll be talking and be like, oh shit, that is a good point. Terrence says, you're forgetting there's a trio, at least 2 votes on jury. Yeah, that is true. Whoever's in T-Core for sure is going to vote for Rubina. So T-Core right now, I feel like if Rubina or Chemo are at the end, she'll vote for them. If Chelsea's at the end, she'll vote for Chelsea. So T-Core is a guaranteed vote for one of those three. Now, if obviously if Rubina goes home or Chemo goes home or goes to jury, I should say, they would T-Core and Chemo would be a guaranteed vote for Rubina. I don't know if Chemo would be a guaranteed vote for Chelsea, even though he seems to trust Chelsea, even though he's been, used as a pawn by these people. But he's like, no, I really trust her. And I'm like, just like you trust MJ. I mean, I wouldn't trust anyone that puts me on the block. But jury management, again, we've seen so many house guests go, ugh, bitter jury. It's like, no, you just mismanaged it. You treated them poorly when you didn't need to. You weren't transparent when you could be. You sent them out with a really bad taste in their mouth. And as fun as that might be to watch for you and your game, it's not great. It's not great. So, let's see. Dawn says this season has been the most fun and unpredictable in a long time. Angela is largely responsible for this entertaining season. We can't lose her. The AI arena needs to stay. Yes, I hope they bring it back as like just the arena going forward. So, let's see. Chuck says, I don't know about soaps, but I think she would remake the Roseanne show. Angela is the new Roseanne. Paul says, no offense, all offense, but the most productive thing Rubina's done is Paul. That is not true, Paul. I think you're trying to make a jokey joke there, but she's done more than doing Tucker. And really, maybe Tucker did her. We definitely want to be equal opportunity. Stephanie says, MJ followed Chelsea around until she was accepted. She was relentless. She did. MJ really, Chelsea did not necessarily want to bring her in, even when we knew it was going to be good for Chelsea's game. But MJ hung out in that HOH room. She stayed with her. Even when Chelsea talked crap about Leah and MJ is like, I'm going to still be friends with her. So there is a level of respect that MJ has for Chelsea that she doesn't have necessarily for Leah and definitely not for Angela. So yes, I did hear, I was preparing my little video clips that the feeds went down and Zingbot visited. Okay. I'm assuming they made the noms then, but we know the noms are going to be Angela and Leah. And they got some zings apparently. And I'm just finding this out on the Twitter because I was live here and then editing videos. And apparently, Zingbot, what was Zingbot saying? Oh no, I had it saved and now it went away. Come back. Okay. Nope, not seeing it there. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find any of the zings. I think there was a song. I think there was something about Angela, and Angela's like, did Quinn write that? I'm just looking at what Traitors Cast is this? Oh, there's a rumored Traitors Cast. I'm going to save that for a No Offense, All Offense episode. That is a pretty epic cast there. Okay, maybe this person has it. Angela got a song from Zingbot. Leah tells Rubina that Quinn called every single part. Rubina tells Leah her DMs will be lit. Leah says she's geeked and can't wait for all the chubby hubbies to slide. What did she say? If the shirt is busting, so is the wallet or something. Leah says to Cam, Zingbot told Angela she's not going to win. Angela was like, did Quinn write those? Cam says she's looking for any reason to be mad at Quinn. Leah laughs. Cam says he's eating Doritos on a pita chip right now. I guess they're talking about Quinn. It's like, can we move on? They are like, it's like the funeral of Quinn every damn week. Leah told Cam that Quinn will be so shook. She feels bad. He'll be shook to see T-Core go into the jury house and extra shook that Leah is the reason. because he really loved T-Core and he probably won't understand it. So I'll find, and we'll talk about it. I'll find what the zings were and try to create some of my own as well. I don't know if they aired on the lives. If they did, I gotta go back and make sure that the lives recorded. The lives that I recorded got it. So Zingbot has used the veto on Angela for the 4th time, I hear. Oh my goodness. On the side with TLC says, I was up at 2:30 a.m. listening to Ravina and Chemo talk. How can they function on such little sleep? I went to bed at 5 a.m. I was listening to feeds. I was also down a P. Diddy hole, which doesn't sound great, but watching it stuff. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Then the Dugos woke me. I woke up as Hype Man husband Chell was waking up for school. And when I do late live, sometimes I cannot sleep afterwards as well. I just get doing stuff. And then again, ADHD, I'm like, oh, it's midnight. Let's solve the world's problems and, find a new hobby and, go down a conspiracy rabbit hole. That sounds like the thing to do rather than getting sleep. And then I went back to bed till like 9 when the dogs were like, all right, Mom, we got to go out. Let's go. Get up. We got to start our day. So let me make sure we hit on everything that has happened. MJ might have a little HOH-itis. She nominated Angela and Chemo. She's targeting Angela, but saying she's targeting Chemo to Angela and Leah, but everyone else knows. Angela and Mackenzie had their one-on-one today. Angela did get upset. She did cry. She did feel as though she was safe this week with Mackenzie, but clearly she wasn't. She said she's a silly woman and she really wants to get to final 3 with Leah and MJ, and that she is going to gun for the POV. Mackenzie has, had her one-on-ones with everyone else. She got her letter from her family. She said her family doesn't weigh as much as they appear to in the pictures that were sent in her HOH basket. MJ is telling people she hopes the vote is a tie so she can be the one to evict Angela live in front of Angela, the fans, Julie Chen, and she wants to say, pack your bags, bitch. Well, technically her bags would already be packed. Also, go pick up the Bible. Is that in the Bible? She wants to read the Bible all the time and tell us about this stuff, but I'm pretty sure that is not something Jesus would do, but okay. Chemo and Rubina want, they're basically, they're moving forward with Chelsea because T-Core kind of told them, like, get to the end with Chelsea. And I'm like, oh, Lordy, that's it's no shame on Chelsea's game. She's got it like that and good for her. But unfortunately for everybody else, no. So after Angela realized she was going to be nominated, like the BB Feeds fairy on Twitter is saying, Angela went straight to her angry thinking / scheming chair. And we know that chair in the kitchen. Angela, I think it's going to be fun because we still have veto and we have Angela figuring out what she's going to do. I saw her last night, even when she was in the HOH room for quite a long time with like everybody and talking to everybody. And she watches. We know this about Angela. She watches these kids and how they interact with each other and the slightest weirdness. And then her being on the block and a little bit of paranoia and magic will happen. Shawanda says, it's all good here. I want Chelsea to win. And Chelsea can 100% win. And if Chelsea wins, I will be so excited and happy for her because she has played such a great game and she really has like the pull over these people. But obviously I don't want it to be that easy. And I don't want, I want the shifting in power. I love when people take themselves off the block. So Chuck says Angela even has a scheming chair at home as well. That doesn't surprise us, Chuck. That does not. I think now she's going to want to do other things on that scheming chair than just scheming.
Chuck, I miss you so bad. Thank you. Chuck, I miss you so bad.
If you buy her one margarita, she will spread her legs. Give me one margarita, I'ma open my legs. Give me two margaritas.
She misses you so bad, Chuck. That was just so good. It was so good. Game over. I wish Angela's going to be, if Angela wins that POV, oh, she is going to be strutting like, I wish MFer would.
I wish a mother would.
But, you know, it's Big Freaking Brother. And we got a full week ahead of us. It's going to be so much better than last week because we're not in the backyard.
This is Big Brother.
This is Big Frickin' Brother. Good. Kara says, I love this more than the Izzy flute. Oh, I do miss the Izzy flute. Yes. So we'll see what happens this week. But Angela will never go down without a fight and without a plan and without blowing up something. So I'm excited to see that. I'm also excited to see, will Cam end up in MJ's room late until the night? Will there be a cuddle sesh? Will they be able to fight the urge now that they got the big bed to cuddle? I mean, they've cuddled in it before when neither of them were HOH. I know now since the janky world, they're both maybe a little more cognizant of that Chelsea doesn't like this, but will they be able to control their burning loins? I don't know, you guys. We'll have to wait and see. But if that happens, Chelsea will not think that is sick nasty.
You're sick nasty.
And Cam might be shouting out all his dogs at the crib from the jury house.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib.
Yeah. People are saying he's smarter than that. I do think Cam is smarter than that. I think now that he's had the conversations with Chelsea, I think he definitely is going to try not to do that. I mean, he even asked Chelsea, what do I do when MJ jumps on my lap? But if they like each other, they like each other. You know, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. All right. So that is what we have going on for this Friday. Tomorrow is the power of veto. I normally take Saturdays off, but I might have to make an exception depending who wins the power of veto tomorrow. I'll most likely be back later this afternoon for a No Offense, All Offense. We got some Diddy stuff to talk about. We got some Real Housewives, Bravo TV, Vanderpump Rules things that I want to talk about. So hopefully I can sneak that in before I go to a comedy show tonight. But thank you guys so much for joining me in the live chat on this Friday afternoon. It was wonderful. We were 700 plus strong. So hopefully all 700 plus of you smash that like. Shout out to all my super chatters, Jody, Pamela, the pumpkin lady. Thank you so much. If you're not already, you guys follow me on my social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and the Twitter, because it'll never be X to me. Yes. And we got to talk mom talk. Let me know after this video post, if you guys don't mind, those of you that watched the Secret Lives of Sister Wives on Hulu, the series that just dropped. I think there's like 8 episodes. I watched all of them. Do you want me to do videos for each episodes or like 2 episodes at a time? Would you like me to go live and talk about the episodes and break them down by episode? If I have enough people interested in that, I'll do that. If not, I'll probably just add it to No Offense, All Offense. So let me know what you would like. But if you haven't checked that show out, definitely check it out. It's very interesting. This mom talk and the Mormon wives, the secret lives of Mormon wives. Very, very interesting. So please comment after the video post. I see you guys put in the chat and I appreciate that. But it would help me so much if I saw that in the comment section after the video post. Rosa says, what do you think of the ending of the show Evil? I really, even on the last episode, I was like, this isn't the last episode. No way. And I kept checking for another episode, but I think it might be the last episode. And I'm so sad. I hope they bring the show back. I know there's a campaign push to bring Evil back. If you guys haven't already and you like spooky, scary stuff, check out Evil on Paramount Plus. and super good. Also, some of you have sent me that Tucker was on God 101, so we're probably going to have to recap that sometime this weekend. So lots of fun things to look forward to. Remember that you are all beautiful pumpkin spice babies, and also remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see,